The war in Ukraine looks likely to become a bone of contention at the EU Latin America summit that starts in Brussels on Monday. The last meeting of its kind took place 8 years ago now, and similar to back then, the aim is to relaunch both political and economic relations. More than 60 leaders will take part in the meeting, but positions on the conflict in Ukraine vary either side of the Atlantic.
Latin American countries have been quite hesitant in condemning Russia for a variety of reasons. One of those has to do with a more pragmatic approach. Latin American countries have their own economic ties with Russia and cannot simply cut those ties because of a war that, in their view, is happening in Europe. At the same time, they also have their own reason that comes from a tradition of being global South countries that have taken quite a solid approach of neutrality.
This divergence in views is complicating the drafting of a joint statement set to be published at the end of the summit. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will not be attending the meeting, but experts say it should serve above all to advance some of the EU's pending trade agreements, like updates to those with Chile and Mexico. The same goes for the much-anticipated Mercosur deal, with Europe still holding out for the inclusion of tougher environmental commitments.
If you take the different trade agreements that we have been discussing with the different countries of Latin America for many years, the best way of making sure that the standards for the environment are respected in Latin America is advancing and signing and ratifying those agreements. If we want Latin America to turn their backs to Europe and to look to other partners that don't share the same concern with the environment, then we just have to put them on the side.
Brussels wants to promote large-scale investment in the continent. It says it will allocate €10 billion towards this, and Spain €9.4 billion, which it hopes will be complemented by aid from other countries. And this is all with a clear objective: to reconquer one of the world's richest territories in terms of critical raw materials.